Hello and welcome to Driver Interviews with Bobby Fazio. My name is Bobby Fazio, and today is Tuesday, January 24th, 2023. All right, we're already coming to the end of January. As you can see behind me, my background is now taken down, boxed up. My Wallies are in boxes. And I got a couple things left back there to throw into boxes. Moving out. Moving up, moving out. Moving on up to the east side. I finally got a piece of the pie. Okay, not really. I'm moving out of Smithville, New Jersey, and into Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, which is where our ClassRacer.com founder, Kenny Mealy, was living before he moved down to North Carolina. So I wish he was still around up here. So yeah, that's why my background looks so bleak right now. But driverinterviews.com, subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right, I ask you every time it flashes up, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it. We're up over 2,200, 2,300 subscribers right now. That's wonderful. If you want some hats or shirts, or you want to sponsor the show, check me out. Driverinterviews.com. Send me a message. All right. What else? Oh, yeah. Facebook, Instagram, at Driver Interviews, and YouTube, at Driver Interviews. Use the hashtag #TheCarShow. Whenever you're posting anything related to stock or super stock drag racing, you put a picture up of your car, you just signed it up with some wax or something, you want to take a picture of it, hashtag #TheCarShow. That's our hashtag. We're taking it over. All right. And anybody that follows that hashtag is going to find out where to see these beautiful and wonderful cars doing wheelies and screaming down the track. Okay. That's how we're promoting ourselves on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. I'm putting the hashtag in the YouTube videos too. So I think it's a lot everywhere. Draginsights.com. Check it out. Check out your stats. Check out your opponent's stats for free. To check out your stats, $50 a year, premium membership, and sign up for contingency if you want to check out your opponent's stats. Go in there now. You can check out the analytics. Class eliminations has been imported from Indy right now. They're going back through the database and getting class eliminations from as many runs or from as many races as they can. And it's cool. You can see, like, I just went on the analytics. I wanted to see who the baddest B stock automatic cars were. I saw Jim Boudreau went. I sorted by fastest ET in competition is what that sorts by in the analytics tab, and he went 999 in class at Indy. I mean, that's flying. B automatic is 1125. So it's just cool. It's cool to go in there and see what the analytics are all about. Or I can click on Jim's name right there, go into Jim's profile and see, how fast he's gone overall qualifying. I think he went 991 in a qualifying pass somewhere one time. So it's really cool. You can see how fast everybody is. You can see who shows their hand every once in a while. Draginsights.com, $50 a year. Can't beat it. Rob Youngblood, advancedclutches.com. Check out Rob Youngblood if you have any clutch questions. If you are a stick shift racer, I've had a couple racers coming into stock and super stock now asking me about which clutch to go with. So I point them over to advancedclutches.com. Rob Youngblood, check them out. Race car insurance, Don Kennedy, race car insurance. All the policies written through Haggerty. There's Don's contact information right there. He can set you up with a policy. I think they start at like $180 per year. So I highly recommend you checking that out. Why not? Can't afford not to. CP Carrillo Pistons. Check out Nick at cpcarrillo.com. Nick Diaz, he's my buddy. Tell him that I sent you, okay? Tell him that you found out about him on Driver Interviews with Bobby Fazio. Help me out. I appreciate it. And we all know Total Seal Piston Rings, and anybody that saw our tech episode last week with Lake Speed, contact Lake Speed if you have questions about rings or you want to purchase a set. Lake at totalseal.com. Tell them I sent you. All right, guys. So let's get into it here. First off, our dear friend, class racer out of Texas, Ed Carpenter. I believe he's going in for a procedure today. So let's offer him some well wishes. Ed Carpenter, super stock racer, and I think comp racer. There's Ed right there. All right, Ed. So we're thinking about you, Ed. Hope all is well. Comment and let us know what's going on. Tom Gent, how you doing, sir? Good afternoon. I think Tom's out of North Carolina. And, well, we had a couple comments before the show even started. NHRA has made itself obsolete. They don't listen to racers. They're tied up in the money and the objectives, and people used to care about, okay. Harry, Stock and super stock is expensive. No real incentive. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, I know it's expensive. It really is. It's not for everybody. It's really not for everybody. It's a shame, but that's what's going on. Well, that is sort of what is going on. I would agree with some of that, but a lot of our stock and super stock brethren don't do this for the money. You know, they do it for bragging rights. They do it because they want to hoist a Wally. They do it because they want to win a national event. They do it for many different reasons. Some of them could care less if there's even a payout. Good morning, Walker. What's going on? All right, Ed. Yep, we're well wishes. We're thinking about you. Doug, how you doing, Doug? Good to see you. You know, everybody, Doug was at the Cincinnati Bengals and Buffalo Bills game with his two sons that he brought to their first football game, and it was the game that Damar Hamlin had the heart attack in. And what a first game to go to. I know they'll remember that one for the rest of their lives. So, Doug, hopefully you got to get him to another game. And I'm glad to see Damar Hamlin is okay. Superstock Q Automatic. Did you guys hear about this? Superstock Q Automatic. So we got another class in Superstock. And in Superstock, we do have a lot of classes already. I mean, a lot of classes in Superstock. So traditional Superstock used to end at P with a weight break of 17 and higher. But now Superstock P is 17 to 17.99, and Superstock Q is 18-pound weight break and higher. For anybody that doesn't know what I mean when I say a weight break, what that is the shipping weight of the car, shipping weight of the body, shipping weight of the combination, whatever it is, divided by the horsepower rating, the NHRA horsepower rating of the engine. You come up with what's called a weight break, and that tells you the natural class of the car. So that's what we mean when we say weight break. So Superstock Q would be a very, very heavy car and a very low horsepower rated motor, we'll say. And that will get you a weight break of 18 or higher, putting you in Superstock Q or Superstock Q Automatic, should you choose to run an automatic transmission or a manual transmission. We got a couple of races coming up that I would like everybody to try and support, if you could. That is the Arizona Stock and Superstock. Let me see if I can get this flyer up here. Here we go. Now, this is put on by the Hawk brothers, Matt Hawk, Brad Hawk. This is taking place in Tucson, Arizona, February 18th and 19th. It's the weekend before the Phoenix divisional race. So I've read that you are allowed to leave your stuff at Tucson in between the two races if you want to. The gate fee is $45. I don't know much else after that. I know the payouts. It says guaranteed payouts, and they're at least $1,200. So I don't know what the entry fee is. If anybody wants to comment on that, if Matt or Brad is watching or will watch this later, make sure you comment and let us know. So a chance to get a couple races under your belt or get some practice in before you head to the divisional. Another race that you should all support at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway at the Strip. Okay, so this one is $10,000 guaranteed to win. This one's brought to you by Phil Mandela Race Cars, PMR Race Cars, and by Wicked Stitch. That's Mark Kirby's company. Mark Kirby being the gentleman who made these hats for me. So that's wickedstitches.com and PMR Race Cars. Check that out. March 17th to the 19th. 10 grand to win. $300 weekend entry fee. You can register online. The website's right there. So be sure to check that out. A lot of those the West Coast racers out there that I don't know what weekend, if there's a divisional for you guys around that weekend. I know on the East Coast we will have just concluded the Gainesville Divisional and the Gainesville National the 2 weekends prior to this. So the West Coast, I don't know what's going on out there, but maybe you can let us know. Check that out. Check out that website. Big money, big money. I like those cars on the cover there too. I think that's Mr. 413. Who's that? Not John Shaw. What? Jeez. Oh my goodness. The name escapes me. And Darren Grossi, Santi Grossi on the right side. I can't believe I can't remember the guy's name on the left. Oh, I interviewed him. Oh boy, do I feel like a schmuck. That'll come to me. Went to the wild card game in Cincy last weekend. Too many 5-hour drives. Been an excuse to stop and talk to Tony to see how my motor is coming along. Bischoff, Steve Wan. Thank you, Walt Walker. My goodness. Does anybody take that that I can't remember the name of it either. That stuff that's supposed to help your memory. Maybe I need that. I feel like I'm just, it's not as sharp as it used to be. I used to be sharp, man. I could walk you through my first day of first grade, up until like last year. I don't know what's going on with me. That jellyfish stuff. I see it on TV, everyone. Prevagen or whatever it's called. So let me know if that stuff works, because maybe I need it. All right, yeah, Steve Wan. How could I forget that? Ay, ay, ay. Boy, oh boy. Okay, next on the agenda, SRAC members, vote. Get out there and vote. Let your voice be heard, right? In Division 1, which is where I live, we have Kent Hanley doing it now, but I also see that he's running for like re-election, but Marty Reinhardt is running for it. I see that he wants it and posted about it on Class Racer and on Facebook. So make sure you vote. All the other divisions, I don't really know much about who's running in your divisions. I only saw a couple posts on classracer.com pertaining to the topic. And I saw that people voted for me. So thank you. Thank you very much. I got a lot of messages of people that voted for me. I got a lot going on right now. I don't know if I can handle any more on my plate at this point in time, but I do appreciate it. And that doesn't mean, whether, if I happen to get this, that responsibility, I would, I can tell you, and I request it from whoever else gets it. Like if Marty gets it, which he probably will, let's just be transparent. If you guys want me to put something to a vote here on this show on Tuesdays, and have it go for 24 hours or something like that, let's do it. I mean, I know a lot of times on those messages, you weren't supposed to share this stuff on social media, but let's just be transparent about what's going on. That's all I want. Let's get some transparency. And remember, not for your own agenda, but for the agenda of the entire category, okay? The majority. What's going to get eyeballs on us? And then thereby increase maybe some of our sponsorship opportunities, our TV time, our class win money, our event win money, things like that. All right, guys, let's make ourselves interesting to the fan base. Thank you very much, Dwayne. I know that's what's happening here. I am going to be 40 in June. It's like the world knows I'm turning 40 now, and it just wants to start messing with me. I appreciate it. I feel like it's already happening. I don't know. Maybe it's just like the hard drive is overloaded sometimes, like there's no more room in here. There's too many things going on. Okay, let's see here. I mentioned the Superstock Q Automatic being an extra class, and I saw people complaining about that. Like we needed an extra class in Superstock, like we needed a hole in our heads, right? And normally I'm the same way. I think Superstock has too many classes. However, this is a natural Superstock class, okay? Natural Superstock ended at P. For some reason, GT Superstock ends at Q. I wholeheartedly disagree with that, okay? I don't understand why in Superstock traditional SS, we have half-pound weight breaks until we get to Superstock H, and then Superstock I, J, K, L, M, N, O, and P are all 1 pound weight breaks. In traditional Superstock, we have to honor a shipping weight, come up with a weight break, that's your natural class, and then you're allowed to move up or down one class. In GT Superstock, as the rule book stands now, there's no such thing as a shipping weight anymore. You basically can take your engine and its horsepower rating and pick a weight break that you like, that you think you can fit the body, whatever body you've selected for your car, whatever you think you can fit it into, and you basically make your own natural class. At that point, you're just, I think, not allowed to add up to you're not allowed to add more than 500 pounds to the car. So if you choose to strip a car down and then use that car as your, it still has to be in Superstock trim, but like you get rid of every little thing. You get rid of like power windows, you get lighter glass, you do the works. You can get that car to be lighter than somebody like me. I still got power windows, turn signal. I mean, I got everything. I still have like cruise control, power washer fluid. Like I have all that crap in my stocker. So if I was to build a GT car out of that, it would be probably heavier. So I don't understand why we need half-pound weight breaks in GT at this point. I mean, 1 pound weight breaks should be suffice. or sufficient. Okay. We have GTA all the way down to GTQ. A few years ago, it went down to GTM. Then they added more classes. I think they added some, I don't know. What did they add? They made half-pound weight brakes everywhere, but did they add some more lower weight brakes up at the top for the high horsepower cars? I don't know. I'm okay with maybe some half-pound weight brakes up at the top for the real high horsepower cars, so they don't have to add 500 pounds to switch to the next class or whatever. Then again, you're creating your own class in GT. But there definitely shouldn't be any half-pound weight brakes beyond like what, GTD, something like that. Or at the very, very minimum, in Super Stock I, it's a 10-pound weight brake. So GTI, 10-pound weight brake. Make them full 1-pound brakes. I don't understand why they have to be half-pound. And then you got factory GT, which is half-pound all the way from AA down to N. I mean, there's just too many classes in Super Stock. All right. Ed, they changed that rule. So traditional Super Stockers can't run GT anymore. So we'll see how that goes this year in 2023. Anybody knows anything about it? Let me know. I also heard rumor at PRI that you will, if you claim your car as a GT, you might be stuck in GT for the whole year. So I don't know. That's going to be, that's probably a tough rule to be policed. But we'll see how that one goes. I mean, it doesn't affect me because I don't run GT, but if you are stuck in GT, I think it was kind of along the same lines of they're trying to get people from running GT that already have the traditional Super Stock combo. So maybe it was you only needed one or the other as far as those rules go. I don't know if you needed both, but maybe if I think of a situation where that comes into play, I'll say it. The way my memory is working today, who knows what my brain's going to do or come up with. All right, they added at the top, which moved everything else down 3 letters. Okay, still don't think we need half-pound weight brakes in GT, though, especially when you get to create your own natural class. We either need to get rid of the whole shipping weight rule in traditional Super Stock and Stock, or we need to go to full pound weight brakes in GT. I think one or the other of those two situations has to happen. I'm not really for getting rid of the shipping weights. I kind of, car selection should be a thing, even though sometimes they are a little bit debatable, the shipping weights, a little questionable. Awesome. Who, me? Yes, I know. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, let's get to everybody's favorite topic of the week, the one that I thought is still hilarious to me and not newsworthy. Sorry, Walt. The blinders. The blinders. Oh, the blinder rule sent everybody in a craze. Okay, so what you see right now is the blinder rule from as far back as 2009 up until today in the 2023 rule book. And this is under like general regulations or something like that. Mind you, I've never read into this rule until this week. Never had a reason to. It was one of those things I asked about back in the day. And sometimes this happens in NHRA drag racing. You ask somebody if something's legal and they just say no. And then you're like, all right, well, that's the end of that. And you never do it. But you see other people doing it and you figure, it's probably one of those rules that's like a rule, but no one really gives a shit about. So whatever. I mean, I'm not going to complain about anybody blocking. I dabbled with it when I was bracket racing. My stocker, my visor, I had like a modified visor with some slits in it because I wanted to see the top bulb. I have to see the top bulb. I got to know when the tree's coming down. I don't know how people race without knowing when the tree's coming down. They just look at the last bulb and just fire off the last bulb. That's pretty cool, but I don't know. I want to know that the tree has been activated. I don't want to sit there on my converter for half an hour. Like, is it coming down or not? And then like have to like move my head and see what the deal is. And then, risk the bulb coming on. So anyways, this rule is so poorly written, in my opinion. I can't believe the lawyers let this one go. So maybe you read it while I was just yapping right there, but tape of any kind is prohibited on the windshield or the window. The use of any temporary or permanent shielding, including paint that obstructs the vision, blinders, staging aids that's attached to the helmet, window, or windshield is prohibited. Yes, I've seen people take a big piece of something and stick it to their face, in the middle of a race so that they won't see, either I think that one's for not seeing the slower car. This is something a faster car would do, to not be distracted by the slower car leaving. To me, that's dangerous. I don't know. I like to have my peripheral vision. I want to be able to see. Now, at least if you're blocking a slower car from going, you would be chasing that slower car down, so you don't have a threat of him coming out of your blind spot and like hitting you in the side, because that would be dangerous if you're using this for any other reason than to block a slow car. But the ruling continues where it just said that it's kind of not legal. Permitted shielding is not to exceed 4x8. So it's allowed. It's not allowed, but it's allowed. All right, cool. So the way I read it is, it's not allowed if it's attached to your helmet or the window or the windshield. Okay, so it's not allowed to be attached to any glass or your helmet. But 4x8 is permitted at this time, and this is still the wording in the 2023 rulebook. Permitted that it has a permanent attachment to the vehicle. So now this is where the gray area comes in, where it could be attached to the visor or to the roll bar. Flip it up, flip it down. Cool. Okay. A lot of people shape them like an L and block the bulbs except for the bottom bulb. All right. Cool. Okay. Now this is where it just gets, I can't believe this is written like this. Such that it requires tools for removal. Okay. But such that the shielding is deemed safe by the driver in the driver's judgment. And so long as the driver can demonstrate to technical inspectors that the purpose of the modification is to reduce distraction in the driver's field of vision. What the hell? That sentence even really means it's so subjective that it's insane that it's written by, I know this has to be, you would think lawyers had to have been involved in this. So I'm not a lawyer, but that's just so vague right there. Okay. By using such a shield, the driver acknowledges and agrees that the driver deems the modification safe. Who's going to say that their modification is not safe? It's crazy. The participant agrees to the procedural rules set forth and that the shield does not impair or interfere with the safe operation of the vehicle. Tape, tie straps, binder clips. I've seen plenty of binder clips involved in this process, by the way. Hook and loop fasteners, glue, they're all prohibited. All right, so it has to be mounted in, screwed in, some kind of, I guess, roll bar mount. Okay. And it should pivot. Okay. All right. That's the old blinder rule. Now, excuse me, where I was just cracking up and I just saw all these posts, and that's why I posted on Facebook. Like, this isn't newsworthy. Like, shut up. Everybody was up in arms about this. This was like 50,000 pages long on Class Racer. Now, mind you, a Class Racer thread can start about a blinder, but by page 2, people are complaining that it's NHRA's fault that they chose to eat like Captain Crunch cereal this morning instead of, Cocoa Puffs. Like, these threads go into left field so quickly. There's people arguing about ECUs. There's people arguing about, well, this rule should have been this rule over here. They should be taken away 2 steps at this point. Like, what is going on? Oh my God. So that's why I was like, this isn't newsworthy, because what I'm talking about is all the people that are like posting and saying, this is it. I'm done. I'm leaving. I quit. They're chasing me away. Bracket racing looks better and better every day. And this is chasing me off. Like, stop. Just stop. Okay. Come on. You really, people are embarrassing themselves at this point. Okay. You don't like the rule that they just came out with? Fine. Let's look at this new wording here, because it's still vague in my opinion. Are they like, what's the deal? It's under the stock amendments here. Temporary or permanent shielding that obstructs the driver's vision, blinder, staging aids is prohibited. Unaltered OEM sun visors in the OEM location are permitted. Okay. Taping and modification of the helmet is prohibited. Well, that was prohibited since 2009. So I don't know how people were getting away with doing that anyway. It was never legal. And I don't care what anybody tells me, taping your helmet, putting shit on your helmet was never legal. Okay. Now that it's in writing again, or reminding people that it's not legal, people are getting upset. Why? Okay. And then for a third time, it says it again. Okay. This is for $9.99 and quicker cars. So it doesn't matter how fast or slow your car is. You can't put tape on your helmet. All right. Now, here's the gray areas again. Are you still allowed to have a blocker on your roll bar? I don't know. I can't tell by this wording. Can you? This is why I don't understand why everybody's like so up in arms yet. You don't even really know like the official ruling on here, do we? So then we go to NHRAracer.com. The purpose of the rule change that we're still slightly unsure of and wondering about the gray areas of was due to incidents that have occurred in the pits. Why is nobody talking about these incidences? What happened? Somebody tell me. I asked about this on Facebook. Nobody had an answer for me. Everybody just said, we can't adjust. We don't know how to change the way we race in 2 weeks. What happened in the pits? I mean, who did what? Somebody, has tape all over their helmets. Are people still pulling up to scales and driving back to the pits with helmets on, with tape all over them? Are people doing it with blockers? What kind of blockers are people using where they can't see what's going on? Now, asterisk, I do have a Ford Fusion that's got one of them long, like, posts there. And sometimes, you're like coming around a corner and you can't really see, like, who's there, So I get that. Maybe that was the reason for somebody having an issue in the pits. But until somebody tells me what really happened, comment. Let me know. I want to know what happened. I mean, there's some people that race cars that I wouldn't trust driving a Honda around town, okay? Like, I raced against somebody who decided to take their helmet off in the shutdown area, got the strap caught around their chin, couldn't see where they were going, and went in the sand, okay? Did you really have to take your helmet off in the shutdown area? Why is anybody doing anything in the shutdown area other than putting 2 hands on the wheel and focusing on where the other racer is and how they're turning off the track? That's all you should be doing. You don't need to be putting your windows down. You don't need to be taking your helmet off. You don't need to be unbuckling your seatbelts for damn sure, because what if somebody else hits you? Okay? You can handle it. You're in the shutdown area for 5 seconds. You can do it. Okay? You won't die if you don't get your helmet off or if you don't get your windows down. All right? Turn off the track, get your car stopped. What if you have blinders? Now, again, just like back to my Ford Fusion, you got that post there and you got blinders there and you're turning off the track. Can you see sometimes cars are pulled off, are stopped on like the turnoff or close to it. Okay. So you have to be aware of what's going on. You should not be unbuckling stuff. You shouldn't be doing anything. The race is not over until your car is off the track, stopped. Okay. That's when the race is over. That's when you can start taking your shit off, your net down, doing all that crap. All right. So I'm just, the amount of people that are like up in arms about this. We don't really know everything. It was hasty. And a couple of the things NHRA has done over the last few months seems to be hasty and without warning. I get that part. A lot of racers are showing their asses right now. I got a mental checklist of everybody who is so dependent on a blocker right now. And then people are wondering who protested it. Now, it does say in the wording there, somebody asked about it. So somebody asked about it. I don't know who asked about it. If we knew what the incident was, maybe we'd find out who asked about it. I, for one, would never protest a blocker. I love racing against blockers. I'm sorry. I love racing against blockers at nighttime. Who doesn't, right? Block all you want. I don't know how you do it at nighttime. It's up to you how you race, but I've seen very, very few blockers be successful at night. I know there's somebody out there that probably can do it, but the majority, the way I research my opponents, go into Drag Insights, go to the analytics. You can sort by who has blockers and who doesn't. Make sure you sign up for a premium membership. Kidding. All right. So let me get this out of here. We saw that enough. So yes, that's like, anybody knows what really happened, let me know. Hasty decision, yeah, it was, sure. But people threatening to quit class racing as a result, I'm calling your bluff, okay? People complaining about it, that race every event, right? I don't think you're going anywhere. People that haven't raced in 25 years complaining that they're not coming back, complaining behind a keyboard. Come on, like, get real, all right? We adapt, we adjust. That's what we do. Every time everybody goes up in arms about something like this. I consider this to be minor compared to AHFS changes, compared to GT Superstock rule, compared to things that actually like really affect the majority of racers, the things that could make this racing less interesting, like 65 under rule going away. That concerns me more than this. This is still gray area. This is still, I feel like, one of those things that's like, yeah, but no. Okay, I don't think they're going to be walking around pits looking for this. I think if you show them that it's safe, it's still 4x8 and all that. That's in the general rules. I think you're going to be okay. All right. So let's get all the facts before everybody, jumps to conclusions, complains about NHRA, and demeans all the work that we're trying to do here. Interviews, promote stock and super stock, and like one foul swoop of one little rule change that not everybody even understands yet. You kind of set me back like a year. Like, come on, guys. I'm trying to help us out here. Okay. Maybe the SRAC members can vote on something like that. But we'll see. Orlando coming up February 3rd and 4th. So who's going? Give me a roll call. Can't wait to see how fast everybody goes. It's going to be interesting. I don't know who's going to be slowing themselves down, who's going to be messing with like, throttle blades not opening all the way and weighing the car down and all that good stuff, right? It's just, it's going to be very interesting. I just hope that it's not boring. But if it is boring and it's too much sandbagging, maybe, just maybe, we can revise the AHFS, parameters again. Maybe if it's on everywhere, maybe if we could go to the whole experiment with maybe at least that like one other race other than Indy, experiment with taking more than we qualify. I would say Gainesville Gator Nationals would have been a great place to try that. I'd say try it at a national event that has a high demand, and see how it goes. You got to force people to go fast. Sorry, I'm done with the visor thing, the blinder thing. I'm onto this thing now, and then I got to go because I got to finish packing my house up. Let me get some comments. Yes, Rich, I know. Some of it by me. I know. I do it on here a lot. Names, yeah. I don't know. Tell me. Ray, you probably know. We will be at Orlando. All right. I will not be at Orlando, but I will be at the Gainesville Divisional now. I'm flying in for the Divisional. I'm not racing it, as far as I know. I'll be there like Thursday, Friday, and leaving on Saturday, I think. I want to be there for class. I want to have my camera going for class, putting it in people's cars, interviewing everybody. I'm excited. To me, that's the big one, And then I'm going to come home and then go back for the Gator Nationals. So I'll see you. I'll see everybody there. All right. I think that's it for today. I hope you all checked out my Angelo DiCarlo interview where he called me Danny Fazio in the beginning. And then after I told him my name was Bobby, he said, sorry, Danny. It was too funny to take out. I had to leave it in there, right? So that was, I hope you all enjoyed that interview. Yes. Who got their head stuck in their helmet? I can't, until somebody gives me names of people that did this. I can't drop names on people that, on the guy that did that. I don't want to embarrass him. He might be watching right now. Maybe he'll say it was me. It happened at Charlotte, though. I'll give you that hint. Because my family thought I went in the sand trap. And then it was like the one race a year my sister came to. She got in her car and like drove down to the end of the track. I don't think you're even allowed to like do that. My father was like, what the hell's going on? Everybody thought that I went in the sand. But it wasn't me. It was this gentleman. And he was all right. He went in the sand at like 5 miles an hour. So it wasn't a big deal. But it was like still, I was confused. I'm like, where's he going? What's he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing? And then I just like stopped. And then he went in there and I just like kind of just went off the track and didn't know what to do. So anyways, it could have been avoided. That's all I'm saying. 2 hands on the wheel till you get off the track. All right. So check out those races, guys. I got Chad Logie. I got the Grossi brothers. I got Chuck Stubeck still in the pipeline for interviews. So one of them will be out on Thursday. Today's Tuesday. And then we head to the racing season, Orlando. Can't wait to see everybody. Hope I didn't offend anybody today. Keep using your blockers. Ask forgiveness instead of permission. And make sure you race against me at night. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm just kidding. Have a good one. Take care, everybody. This is the last time you'll see this house, this background. I don't know where I'm headed from here. I better get a new one made up ASAP. And thank you all for joining me. Take care. See ya.